Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am here with a journal flip through. It's going to be a very chatty one, I think, because it's actually not that chunky, but there's a lot of months to go through here. So this is my summer stories journal for this year. It is just a little A6 journal that I made. I made a similar one last year and I believe the previous year, and it's just a journal just documenting all the things that I did in the summer. So it's like a kind of like a hodgepodge or a catch-all of just memory keeping, journaling, art journaling, junk journaling, keeping just smash booking, sticking stuff in like that. And my intention with this one was to keep it for June, July, and then do another one for like August and September, but this one actually spanned the beginning of June to the beginning of September, so it's like literally all the summer months. But this is the journal that I made. I made this fabric cover, and I think I shared this at some point, but it's just a fabric cover. I wanted to challenge myself to do a like kind of like a no sewing machine cover, like patchwork cover, using the slow stitching method. And so I kind of pieced everything together, kind of like how I do in my snippet course, my snippet journal course. But instead of running the sewing machine through and like getting everything down, I just hand sewed all the pieces down with some embroidery thread. This is gonna bother me. I'm definitely need to get rid of that. But yeah, some embroidery thread, and then I hand sewed some of these beads onto it, so it's very textile and it feels really good. And it's just different pieces of fabric and scraps and things like that, and lace and all the things. I did use a linen for the inside, and I did machine stitch to make the actual cover, but like this piece of fabric I did it by hand, and it took a while, but I absolutely love the results of it. I think it came out really nice, so that is what I decided to use and make it into this little journal. And so my journal has 2 signatures. I always make these little journals with 2 signatures. My intention is always to keep 2 months, so 1 signature for each month, but sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, and this time around it didn't, and so that's why I have the whole year. Okay, enough of my rambling. I am just gonna start flipping through it now. I always have like a page where I like to stamp out the date that I started and the date that I was finished with it, and for the most part I got this full, like this is all that's left, which I think is a win. And so I actually don't remember half of the stuff I put in here. It seemed like June 1st seemed like such a long time ago, but I always do a stats page or some sort of stats page, and just a lot of journaling. Like I tend to do a lot of journaling in these little books, and then kind of intersperse them with, you know, different memory keeping bits. And I think in July I attempted to do junk journal July, and so I have some art journaling, but I did it more art journaling and not junk journaling. I have some art journaling spreads back here, but yeah, always a lot of journaling. This, I do remember what this was. This is that whole, like, I think it was like 2-3 days where New York City looked like a complete apocalyptic ghost town because of the wildfires in Canada. And I actually took this was, it was on the AccuWeather app, and I took the photo that they shared there about it and printed it out because that's how bad the smog got one evening. It was like, it was insane. Like the sky was fine, and then like in the span of like maybe 20 minutes, the entire city looked like that. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, so that was that. Again, I don't remember what half of these journaling things are for. I know at some point over here I was home because I did get my wisdom teeth pulled out. But again, I don't journal in here every day, and I usually come and write stuff in here when I feel compelled to. I think I filmed a current, like my mid-year you know, journal check-in thing. This was my current stack at the time. It's very different now. Little bits and bobs that I keep here. I know I sent out a lot of Happy Mail. I believe this receipt here was the one that I sent out to Lydia at February and June. This is when I send that one out to her. Yeah, so I have a lot of journaling here, so I don't actually remember what happened on these days, but I'm just gonna flip. This was the summer solstice. I got my order from Lace and Whimsy, and so I love putting, you know, things like this, like postcards, and I got another different order here. I like keeping all of the, what is this, like postcards and oh my god, I'm forgetting the word, business cards and stuff like that of little packages I get. I put Kathy's note here. And things like that, and just again a lot of journaling. I love this. This was from a Daphne's Diary magazine, and I decided to put it. I actually hoarded this for so long so that I can put it in a journal because this is the start of summer. And this was when I got my order from Amity Bloom. I just kind of went ham on her last washi tape release, and they're so gorgeous. These are like the stickers that you get on the rolls, and this was on my package that I kind of peeled up. Like any little thing that I can peel and stick into my journal, I totally did that. Because it's so pretty. Her packaging is gorgeous. Here's the business card that came in it, and then all the stickers for the Bloom tape. And then I did eventually take a photograph for Instagram of my overflowing bowl of Bloom tape, and what I mean overflowing, it is overflowing. Like I need a bigger bowl with all the tape that I got from her. Again, I went ham. I literally just went ham and just bought like all the ones that spoke to me, which was almost everything. This, I do remember this because I did this a couple of times. So the beginning of, well, not beginning of this year, maybe more like in April of this year, I decided to do a thing where I kept a jar, or a keeping, because I still am doing it, keeping a jar, and like every so often when I find something that I want to do, or if I come across something online that, oh, this is a cool event that reoccurs or whatever, I write it on a piece of paper and I put it in the jar, and then the idea is that every week I pick something from the jar, and that's the activity that I have to do for the week. And I got into like this craze of just like going on Eventbrite and going on Reddit and different places to find events that I might be interested, or find things that I want to do and want to see and stuff like that. And so I was really looking, I was trying to kind of get myself out of the house, right? And do things that I would enjoy, but, you know, kind of meet other people and do those things. And I realized that my hobbies are very, I don't want to say limited, because I have a lot of hobbies, but there are a lot of like old lady hobbies. You know, there are a lot of arts and crafts and journaling and, you know, art journaling and scrapbooking. Like they're old lady hobbies. Like, let's just be real. That's, you know, these are things that you do inside in a craft space. It's fun to do it with others, but it's like taking all the art supplies, like these, I don't know, for some reason, like they seem like very solitary hobbies, if you will, right? And so I was thinking, oh, I can take an art class and do things like that. And what I really wanted, because in the beginning of the year, that's when I really started getting into kind of, I guess you could call, I don't like calling it self-help, but like personal growth and meditation and mindfulness and manifestation and like all these things like in that personal growth sort of wellness, emotional wellness, you know, sphere. I got into astrology and using that in relation to psychology and like all these things like that. And journaling has been a very it has been a very good tool to kind of channel everything that I've learned and sort of apply these things to my life and all these things. And so I was really looking for like a mixture, like some sort of community. I mean, there's like 8 million people who live in New York City. Like there has to be other people who are into this. A mixture of that sort of personal growth and self-care and mindfulness and meditation and journaling. and journaling. And so I don't know how I ended up on Eventbrite. I never really used Eventbrite like ever. I ended up on Eventbrite and I did a search and I just put in journaling. And what popped up was a journaling workshop in Brooklyn by Journaling Classes. That is the Instagram handle. And it's just these little workshops that Emily puts on in the city, and it's pretty much journaling and like free therapy, and it's always a group of women. At least the two that I've gone to have always been a group of women, and she kind of has us, depending the setting of it, we sit, she provides us like a journal. I always bring my own, but she provides journals and stickers and pens and things to get creative. And then she goes through and gives us prompts, gives us journaling prompts, and then she gives us a moment to journal that in our journals and get it all out. And then she opens the floor to whoever wants to share what they've journaled. And like a lot of the prompts are very introspective, they're very personal growthy and like self-helpy, and setting intentions, and what do you want to let go, what do you want to bring in, like those type of journaling prompts. And so it ends up being like a really nice time where you can journal personally in your journal, but then also have the opportunity to comment and share what you've journaled about, or comment on something that somebody else journaled about. And like it just becomes like a really nice flow, back and forth conversation of just kind of seeing our troubles, seeing our insecurities, seeing things that we need to work on, and then like getting feedback from other people who kind of feel the same way too. And like it's like a group therapy session, but also journaling, and also playing with stickers and stuff like that. And yeah, so this was the first one that I went to. And I took a picture of like the table. That's the little journal that she gives out. I actually took the card from the table to put in my journal. These are stickers that were on the table. I'm like, yes, this needs to come with me. So I documented here, sort of like a memory keeping, but I do have my separate writing journal where I did all the prompts and stuff like that. And this I stole from Emily's Instagram. This was the group. She always takes a group photo of like everybody, and I'm like, I need that in my journal. And so I took it from Instagram and I printed it out and put it in here. And I have like another spread like this further along into my journal for the next one that I attended. But this was really, really nice. And like sometimes I can't attend some of them because just the days and the times they landed in, but I was really happy that I kind of signed up for this one, because it was really nice. This one was a meditative journaling workshop, and yeah, so that was that. And that was towards the ending of June, because we're getting into Junk Journal July. I printed out the little prompts list here, and I started doing an art journal a day, and that was my goal, is to do an art journal a day. An art journal spread a day. I meant art journal spread a day related to the prompt. And that lasted for maybe like a week and a half. And then life, that's, for me, lately I've just been struggling to find time to do sort of this creative stuff in my journal. I've just been gravitating more towards actual journaling, and I do that in my separate journal, which I did share a setup of it, or the second one of it. It's my little Soulscape journal, and I tend to do more of journaling in there and not so much of this creative journaling. And so I really have to be mindful and take the time out to sit down and play with my supplies and stuff like that. I'm really hoping my next journal, I actually have it here, in the process of making it, but I'm making a little A6 journal. And this is with one of Christy from the Planner Society. This is one of her kits. And I'm strictly going to use this as an art journal, like just playing with paints. Like I have alcohol inks that I've never used that I bought, and like, just supplies that I want to use. I kind of want to experiment in that one, because I have sort of that separate journal, writing journal. But these are some pages that I did, and I have processes of some of them, not all of them. So I'm just gonna flip through them here. And interspersed with all of that, I do have journaling. You know, depending, I think, yeah, this is the 4th of July. I don't know if anything happened. This was journaling too. I just kind of made it like flippy out. I think the prompt was like fold out or expand or something. I did finish The Missing Element by Deborah Silverman. She is the psychotherapist astrologer that I follow. And yeah, I've gotten so behind in like the books that I want to read. But I did finish that one, and I kind of had to put that in there to document it. Here's another journaling spread, and another one here. And honestly, this was just me playing around. And a lot of these pages, a lot of these spreads, they weren't made in one sitting. They were made in like 5-minute increments throughout multiple days because that's all I had. But it was fun. It was fun to get in here and get messy and stuff like that. This was just a piece that I cut out from a Daphne's Diary magazine only because I liked the imagery and I liked what it said about summer. And then that is the first signature. I didn't do anything on like these pages, only because these are Daphne's Diary pages from their magazine and the patterns are just gorgeous. So I just kind of left them. Some journaling. I think I wanted to do an art journal spread here and I just never got to it. This one was never finished, but I, you know, have it in here. I ordered some things from Coco Daisy, and so I just kind of put the cards and stuff in here. Some journaling. This is when my mom got me into watching Suits. I think everybody was watching Suits when it went up on Netflix, but she started watching it, and like I was home one night and just kind of sat with her, and like I think she was like in the middle or towards the end of season 2, and I just started watching it with her, and like we watched like a good chunk of episodes, and like it got me hooked, and so I went back and watched it from season 1. I haven't finished it, but I just had to put that in here. So little things like that, you know, I have to put in here. I actually took out my camera. I took a walk through Central Park, and so the camera that I film on, which is this lovely camera here, is a Fujifilm camera. It's a Fujifilm mirrorless camera, and normally I use my kit lens that came with it, but I did buy a while ago a manual focus lens. I think it's a 35mm lens. I forgot what brand it is. I got it from B&H, and it's a very, how do I say this? It's like a very artistic lens. Like it naturally has like a vignette, and it's all manual focus. So like I'm completely atrocious. I will say this. I am so bad at taking photographs manually. All of my photos that I've ever shared on Instagram have always been taken on automatic focus, everything. I generally tweak the lighting of it in post, but yeah, like I don't know. I don't know what it is with manual. My photographs never really come out great on it. But anyway, so I bought this lens to sort of kind of like force me to learn how to use manual on this camera. And so I decided to take it out. I wanted to take my camera with me, but my kit lens is so big compared to the manual lens that I decided to put the manual lens onto the camera because the camera is relatively small. It's just the lens is so big. And so yeah, these are just some photographs that I kind of liked from my walk, and I just kind of printed them out on my little Canon not Canon selfie, my little Canon Ivy. I have one of those little, you know, photo printers that you can print from your phone. So I transferred my photographs from my camera to my phone, did a little editing in Snapseed. I love Snapseed. And then I just printed it out using my Canon Ivy. And they print out in these little business card sized photos, and it's a sticker. So I just kind of put a few of them here. But that was this day, and I didn't do any journaling. I just wrote a day at Central Park, and then the photographs just speak for themselves. They're a little dark, and I think it's just how the Ivy prints, but that's just a note to self that I need to like brighten it up a little bit more before I send it to the Ivy to print them out. So this is just a lot of packaging and a lot of things that I got. in an order that I placed from Cute Things from Japan. So I ended up buying myself some MU rub-on stickers, some, goodness, mild liners, and only because I wanted to buy a Delphonics pouch. So I ended up buying the, do I have it anywhere? I ended up buying the small mint Delphonics pouch. This is the first Delphonics pouch I've ever purchased. Usually I just make, make something similar, but I kind of really loved this color. Of course, it's my color. And I've always wanted to buy one just to see how it feels, because I made mine not knowing how this feels and how it is. I will say that I like the canvas on the actual Delphonics. It's a bit thicker than the canvases that I use for my pouches. But yeah, I bought this to be a purse, because I have this cute little purse that I got at Target, and I love the size of it, but they haven't actually come out with it again, like that particular purse in like a different color scheme, and like the size of the Delphonics is basically the size of that little purse, and so I decided to just treat myself. And actually it wasn't, I mean, I spent $22 on this. I don't think that is as expensive as people say. I will say with shipping, yeah, it makes it, it is expensive. Like this was just $22, and then I had to pay like $15 shipping from Japan, which is why I ended up putting a bunch of stuff in my cart to make it make sense. To make it make sense for me. So that's why I bought stickers, I bought mild liners, I bought all these things. And then I got this on Amazon, and I think it matches really well, and I use it as a purse. But anyway, I bought that, but in it, the whole thing came wrapped in this wrapping paper, and so I put some of this wrapping paper in my journal, and it had all these little things, and so, I just added all in. It came with this little booklet, which is talking about stationery and stationery stores in Kyoto in Japan. So Cute Things from Japan is a little shop. It's run by two sisters in Tokyo, and they sell just stationery and cute things from Japan. And I think that's why it, when I opened the package, it was like a little gift, and it was wrapped up in this beautiful wrapping paper, had this little book, had these little things. There was extra gifts, like they sent extra stickers and washi papers, and it was so, so cute. I absolutely love buying from small, mom and pop shops, if you will, because they personalize it, and it's really sweet. And so this was a little book on stationery, and it's a little book on Kyoto and stationery shops and stuff. So I kind of put that in to my journal. It fit perfectly in here just to have it in there. And then all the little packaging bits I added in, the little thank you letter. This was a little hand stamped thank you tag. Like all these little bits came with my package, and of course I just had to put it in here. And then this was towards the ending of July. This was Barbie everything. My friend, their birthday is the 31st, literally like Harry Potter's birthday. And they wanted to go see Barbie. And so a bunch of us got together and we went to go see Barbie, and I printed out the movie poster. And then the theater had one of the little Barbie boxes. And so the photographs that we all ended up taking, I put them in here. Oh, this is my little ticket, but like so stinking cute. I just absolutely loved how these came out, and I cut around it so that like we were just in the boxes. So I had to get that in here, of course. Barbie Mania. How did you like the film? I will say that Barbie had an excellent marketing strategy. The film, it was funny, it was nostalgic, it had a lot of adult themes. I totally get it, but at the same time, did we need it? I don't think we did, but, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, we all know the world is messed up, and I don't really think we need commentary. It's kind of common sense, but I don't know. It was just weird, and I don't think a lot of people expected going in that that's what that movie was going to be about. My friends and I, we were just like, it was all right. Like, we're all kind of like past this because, hi, you should have noticed this like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you know, like it sort of felt like, okay, this is sort of like late to the game, but okay, I guess this is what this is. Okay, yeah, it's kind of meta. Okay, yeah, feminism, patriarchy, Like, I don't know, that's how kind of we felt. But it was entertaining. I mean, movies, you know, things like that are supposed to entertain. It'd be nice when they actually make some sort of commentary. But I don't know. For me, it kind of fell flat. And for my friends, it kind of fell flat. Everyone else seems to love it. It's great, but it kind of fell flat. And just after a while, we were just like inundated with pink and Barbie everywhere. And it got a little too much. But, you know, excellent marketing strategy, I must say. Just like, you think about it, it's just like it had an excellent marketing strategy. Oh my God, capitalism. Anyway, this was the second workshop, journaling workshop that I went, and this one was in the park, again in Brooklyn. And I have the picture here, and this is the little handout with all the prompts that Emily gave out, and so I have all of them here, and I put them all in my journal. And of course I took some stickers, some more photographs, and I think I wanted to print out another one here and I just kind of forgot. Some stickers from the day, and then of course just my journaling about it. And then I think this is kind of where I fell off the bandwagon in this particular journal. I ordered some rings from Pura Vida. I had to send some of them back because they weren't as advertised. But you know, the packaging tab, the stickers, they like to give out a lot of these vinyl stickers when here. I bought some clothing from Altered State, and I love the packaging always. It's always so pretty. Put it in here with one of Nazi's washies. Some journaling. And more journaling. This is when I sent out another package. This one went to Kaylee. I had made her a journal like during quarantine, like during the pandemic, and I never mailed it out, and that was like 2 years ago, and so I mailed it out to her. Ordered some more things from Coco Daisy, and so I just have all that here in this little pocket. And these are just little vellum pockets that I make. I have a lot of these cut pieces of vellum, and I just kind of tape it here, and create a little pocket. This is when I was doing James Luke Burke's Virtual Voyage 8, which was the return to Burtonville, or Burtonville 2. And like, I've never done the first iteration of Burtonville. I always wanted to, and I always meant to use my Mary Mix Media coupon to get it and do it, and I just never did. And so I was just like, should I sign up for this or should I just wait? And I decided to sign up for it because I love taking his virtual voyages live. There's something about the lives, it just makes everything so much better. And so this was me documenting that, me documenting one of the live night parties. This was the Nevermore night, where I actually dressed up as Wednesday Addams because it was Nevermore night based on the television show, because that's what Tim Burton did. And this was me channeling Wednesday, and I did a bunch of like more on theme, on brand for Wednesday Addams photos here, and I kind of wanted to get them all in my journal. And then this is a picture of my journal, which is not finished. And I believe I shared the making of this little journal, but here's just a peek at it and like what I got into. I have to do some journaling here, but it's not finished. I'm hoping to return my Wednesday Adam looks, and then I drew Wednesday. I'm hoping to return to this in October and do it Coraline, and do it for October daily. You know, this is like my version. It's gonna be like Burtonville and October daily, and like really flesh this out and fill it up and everything. There's still some lessons that I haven't gotten to yet, and of course there's tons of pages in here, and I still have a lot of stickers and all the things, but yeah, so this was me documenting my Burtonville. I loved it. I had so much fun. So completely out of my norm and out of like my style and everything. Like, yeah, like Tim Burton is just completely different, like on the other side of the spectrum of like what my style is. It's very dark and black and white and like, you know, creepy and all the things, and my style is not like that. I mean, y'all know. And so it was so fun. It was so fun and so liberating to keep a journal that way. And I'm really excited to go back into it in October and like actually print out, you know, things I like to put, like the movies that I watch in October and like all the things. And I'm really excited to go back into that journal and fill that out with all that stuff and some more art journaling and art pieces and drawings and stuff, because I still have a bunch of lessons left to get back to and do in my journal. So yeah, I just wanted to document that in here because that was like 2 weeks of me just being so engrossed in Tim Burton and all the things. So then this is a day that my friend and I went shopping. We literally had like a Japan day, and we went to all the Japanese stores in the city. Daiso, Muji, Kinokuniya. We went to a Miniso, and I bought one of these little mystery boxes, and I got one of the little twin stars, and it's just like this really, really cute toy thing, and it just sits on my shelf, and it's so stinking cute. My colors on brand. So I just have all the receipts and business cards and things and like that in here. Again, another one of those vellum pockets. And then I have some journaling. This was a day that I took myself out recently, and I went to this crystal shop in Brooklyn, and this was on the bag where the girl put all my crystals in, and so of course I had to fussy cut that and put it in my journal. This is a picture I took from the docks in Brooklyn Heights, and you can see the skyline and all the boats, and some of that the wrapping paper that she wrapped my crystals in. So I had to put that in there. And then this is like their sister store, and I took a business card because the one from Ruby's, she punched holes because it's actually like a rewards card. But I put this in here because I want to visit that one too. More journaling, and then that is the end of the journal. So yeah, it's not as chunky as some of my other ones. To be quite honest, I, just don't have time. I do have time. I just have to make time to like do these things. But I'm really hoping that once I can figure out what I want to do for the cover of this journal, I can get messy in here and do some art journaling and maybe some journaling too, but more art journaling. And like I'm thinking of keeping another Water Your Soul binder, so I've been taking Liz Lamoureuse's class. Right now I have it in my B6 Kiki K because it's getting really chunky and I want to keep all the papers in, but this is like, it's like a mixture of like magazine clippings and journaling and photographs and things like that, and I really love this. I like taking things from magazines and putting it in here with quotes and things like that. I would love to keep something similar, something like this. It's kind of similar to my Daybook of Dreams, but something smaller, and I've been wanting to get back into rings, and so I think I might experiment with doing a journal in rings, like in a ring planner, but yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and share my Summer Stories journal. I really hope you enjoyed this flip through. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!